What is happening, my friends? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, we're diving deep, keeping it real. So kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. I don't know why I said that and did the whole, stroke the beard at the same time. I'm having a beard. Let me tell you something. You tend to do random strokes with the beard from time to time. Y'all, I can picture y'all right now saying, did he just say he got strokes? What are you talking about strokes for? Look, talking about stroking the beard, sir. Or ma'am, whoever's listening. Yes, I tend to do it. It's a habit. I'm always checking my beard because if I'm snacking on something, stuff will fall in and I won't be able to see it until someone tells me, or if it's not fully shaped properly. So that's why I'm always like stroking the beard, making sure this doesn't look too crazy, especially when I'm in front of the camera for you guys. Look, once again, my friends, I'm excited to join you for another great conversation. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to check in and join the convo. You could be doing so much other stuff with your precious time, but the fact that you take the time and tune into the program, you're supporting it as well. Being involved, but you're also supporting this platform. We are very grass rooted. Okay, we are an independent program growing each and every day with the help of you all. So I want to thank you. Our listenership and our subscription numbers are continuing to grow and grow each and every day. Couldn't do it without you. I want to thank the world for having some interesting stories and topics that we can help share here on the program. I'm grateful. I'm thankful and excited as always to be joining you all for yet another great episode. On today's show, we're gonna follow up with actor Jonathon Majors. That's right, Jonathon Majors has kind of been, I wouldn't say blackballed, but his career had hit a huge standstill because of domestic allegations from a previous relationship. It really took a toll on his career. He was at the cusp of just, I mean, in so many amazing films, and his career will very much come back. I mean, I don't think it's like, oh, his career is over now. He can never come back, and Hollywood would never accept him. I be damned. I think he is. I think he will go back to the top. He has a great support system, and so we'll talk a little bit about him. Also, another famous actor is making a return to the television screen. So excited to share with you all who that person is. We're going to talk some politics. We're also going to talk. Let's see here. No sports. Okay, so just politics and entertainment today. Politics and pop culture. So it's going to be a good one. Look, the Arrington Gavin Show. We drop new episodes weeknights, Monday through Fridays, available wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's Apple, Spotify, iHeart, you name it. You can, all major podcast platforms. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also watch us on the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. Okay, our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media, the letter R, and then Smooth Club Media. Also on Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also listen to us on our radio affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk out of the Metro Atlanta area, as well as on WDJYFM.com. You can listen to the program on those platforms at 11 p.m. Monday through Fridays. Now on YouTube, as well as podcast platforms where we drop new shows around the 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So multiple ways you can tune into the program, my friends. Let's see here. Also, if you want to stay up to speed of what we want to discuss outside of the show, you can do so by following us on our social media platforms. The Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on Blue Sky at the Arrington Gavin Show. And lastly, on Substack, our Substack, where we get to vent. And just for me, it's a almost like a Dear Diary kind of format that I treat Substack, where stuff is on my mind and I want to put it in writing. I put it on Substack. So do me a favor, if you happen to be on Substack, look, check it out. Arrington Gavin Show. Okay, the Arrington Gavin Show. Some great content on there. Let's see. I believe, is that everything? Did I forget anything? No, I was right. Perfect. I didn't forget anything. I tend to have a bad, a forgetful mind, and it's a blessing and a curse. I say it's a blessing because, hey, look, no one's perfect, and no one can get, I can't get in trouble if I say, well, I forgot, my mind's, my memory's kind of bad, and then but it can be a curse because if I'm really trying to remember something, it's like, damn it, what did I say? And so that's why I have so many like little notebooks and uh stuff around my office and in my house, so I can write little notes, and especially when it comes to discussing topics here on the show. So before I move forward, I always have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Bernardo Menswear. That's right, my good friend Mr. Bernardo Johnson has an amazing clothing store located in Norfolk, Virginia. If you happen to be in the Hampton Roads area, look, visit him at his storefront, Bernardo's Menswear, located in MacArthur Mall, first floor, in the heart of downtown Norfolk. Or if you're not in the Hampton Roads area, no worries. You can purchase or check out his store online at www.bernardomenswear.com. Okay, that website again is www.bernardomenswear.com. Ladies and gents, fellas, specifically, I always love to have some great threads in the closet. As a small business owner, as a media personnel, I attend a lot of events, functions. Sometimes I'm hosting other red carpets, or just emceeing events. I need to make sure I look sharp as hell. You know what I mean? Like, I need to make sure my dress code is to a T. When it comes to style, you can always have your own specific style, but you have to make sure that you are caught up with the times when it comes to style. Mr. Bernardo's menswear, that is the place for you. Business casual, formal, custom. He has everything you need. Great shoes, accessories as well. You get the best of both worlds. You get a little bit of everything from the head to toe. So I want to thank him for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. Couldn't do it without him. And again, hey, we love to support our minority-owned businesses. That's what we do here. Minority owned, veterans as well. We love to support all. So I want to again thank them for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, my friends. Look, we're going to take it to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back with our fun fact of the day, and then we're going to get it going with some of our stories of the day. So don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, Arrington Gavin. Again, be sure to follow us on our social media platforms. Again, Instagram. Instagram is our probably most popular social media platform. The Arrington Gavin Show. Please follow us. We are continuing to grow and grow and grow and grow with our followers there. We're new to Blue Sky. So follow us if you happen to be on Blue Sky. Follow us there, as well as we're on X, and Substack. So please do us a favor and follow us on those platforms. Okay, let's get it going with our tradition here on the show. We always love to start the conversation with a quick fun fact. Nothing, nothing on brand, as far as, or nothing with the theme of the show, but just something we always love to, throw a random fun fact just to keep y'all, your minds fresh and educated, because out here in the world, a lot of people lack that education, sometimes. So we're just here to help you out. Look, today's fun fact is: did you know the Earth's ocean contains nearly 20 million tons of gold? Did you know? Did you? Says here that the oceans do contain gold, but is very small trace amounts, meaning the concentration is so dilute that it's currently not economically valuable to extract it from seawater. Now, essentially, there is only a tiny fraction of a gram of gold per 100 million tons of ocean water. Never knew that. You learn something new every day. You learn something new every day. I'm always, confused on, okay, what's the most viable now? Like, sometimes they said, okay, gold is now viable. No, going back to silver. What about platinum? Platinum is silver. Platinum is more viable. Like, what is it? That's why I keep it simple for me when it comes to making the right investments, or what should we be, saving and doing this. You got crypto, you got stock markets, you got like I said, gold. You have so much, and it's like, okay, what is the most accurate, reliable, best investment? Man, maybe I need to hit up old Dave Ramsey, because he's a guy that's always talking with these folks, but see, he be talking kind of mean. I've heard him, go ham on folks and listeners and stuff. I'm like, damn, Dave, like they ask you because they don't know. Like, why you gotta go after us like that? Now I if they start to refusing the advice, and I understand, but if their first time, calls, is like, why you gotta be so rude? All right, let's get it going with our first story of the day. Starting off, well, we're gonna be talking a lot of politics today. Nothing, nothing different, nothing new here. So as you know, Mr. Donald J. Trump has been adding some some high profiled, I won't say really high profile, but familiar faces, public figures, to his cabinet. I look at it as a whole, as a big publicity thing, because he is he loves the limelight. You know what I mean? He loves the limelight. He is a person that sees um 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 sees everything as a promotion to help make him look good, and not really just the overall mission is to, okay, build up a cabinet that is very successful in that field where you have them working in, that can help be a great asset to you, that can help be beneficial for not just your administration, but to the country. He's been naming folks that are just golf buddies and Mar-a-Lago residents, and just folks that have kissed his ring. He gives them a job. One of those people is Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, for those who don't know who Herschel Walker is, he is a former NFL star, turned, what did he turn? I mean, he was on the Celebrity Apprentice at one point. I don't know, as far as businesses he was in MMA. He did MMA. He started at a very older age. I think he started, like, fighting MMA in his like 50s or late 40s. I mean, he's in amazing shape. That I'll give him. He's in amazing shape. It's funny how Wikipedia has him considered as an American politician. The man ran for U.S. Senate in the state of Georgia very unsuccessfully. It did not make any sense. He lost against Raphael Warnock, pastor, bishop, reverend. I know he's a man of man of the cloth. But Herschel Walker is an interesting man. So he played 12 seasons. Says he played 12 seasons in the NFL. Anything more after that? I'm trying to look at post. Yeah, he did MMA. He fought a total of 2 fights. He was undefeated, 2-1. He was a heavyweight at 220. And then then just went on to pursue politics. But here's the thing: he is a typical token individual as far as for the Republican Party. What I mean by that is the Republican Party lacks diversity in leadership roles. There might be a lot of minority conservatives and Republicans that exist in our world, which is that's nothing to me foreign. I'll be honest, it's not foreign. In the black community, you have a lot of conservative values and Republicans in within families, friendships in the community. Um Herschel, for being from the state of Georgia, a very red state, you rarely see black conservatives and black Republicans. All right. We've seen I forgot her name, but she was a congresswoman that was elected as a Democrat, then switched to Republican. So she was like the first this and that in the state of Georgia. Again, Herschel Walker decided to run and it wasn't making not a nay bit of sense. Okay. I don't know if it's a few bumps when he was in the league. I know he suffers with kind of like the multiple personality disorder or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, obviously he's medicated so he can kind of, maneuver and work with and stuff. And people love him because, hey, look, Georgia loves their football and he was a former Bulldog. And so that benefited his career as well, but he just doesn't make sense. So he initially was just nominated to be the ambassador to the Bahamas. I don't know why. I don't know what ties he has to the Bahamas. Again, it says that he's born in Augusta, Georgia. He might have vacationed there sometimes, but I don't know what is his knowledge on being. I'm trying to see what is the job truly with these ambassadors. Like, you're an ambassador to us, so you're going to be like our point of contact and all this stuff. Like what? Like I don't get it. I don't get it, people. But I want to play this quick soundbite before I move to that soundbite. I want to try and find some more interesting. Let's see here. No. He ran. Okay, it says here in 2021 he was encouraged by Donald Trump to run for U.S. Senate. At the time he was a Texas resident. Then he reestablished his residency back to Georgia. Let me see here. I remember during one of the debates that they had, Walker considered himself, he said, spent time in Quantico at the FBI training school and was an agent. When reality, it says Walker lacked the bachelor's degree required for the FBI training. I remember one time during a debate between him and Raphael Warnock, this man brought a fake little toy badge, which was a big no-no because you're not supposed to bring any props during a debate. And he literally, when he said that, he's like, and that's why, I am an agent. I am an officer of the law. And I'm just like, Lord have mercy, this man bought a Party City little police badge on stage. What in the world is going on with this work? Like, the fact that he was even close was mind-blowing. Like, I'm like, Georgia, what the hell are y'all doing? Okay. See, the sad part is some folks lack the knowledge when it comes to politics, because if you see two men of color, if you see two black guys running against each other, that gets people confused, because some folks will choose to just vote just for somebody because of their complexion. But now they see two people, they're like, oh, I'm confused. Maybe I need to vote for this one because he's a black man, or because he's a former football player. And this, man, let me tell you something. Herschel did not have nowhere near proper policies that he was going to do for the state of Georgia. He was just talking. He was just spewing out talking points that is given to them from the Republican Party, and they say, hey, look, repeat this. That's all you need to do. Don't say anything. If they ask you, what's your favorite color, you respond by saying, I'm pro guns. I'm pro this. I'm pro like, you know what I mean? Just answer the total opposite. It's okay. We'll handle the rest. That's how they do. Actually, during that election, former guest on this program, Mr. Chase Oliver, who is a former presidential, he was a libertarian presidential nominee in the most recent presidential election. He ran as a third party candidate for U.S. Senate with that race. But it was kind of hard for Chase. I'm not gonna lie, you had two black guys, and then you had the one white guy that was a third party member saying, "I want to run to." They're like, "Get your wings out." That's really how they felt. Let's see what else had occurred with this. Let's see, in 2022. I'm just trying to. Okay. At one point, this is from the man. He had a campaign speech where Walker discussed watching a film about vampire, whom he compared to Warnock with a black suit. The film showed a person failing to defeat the vampire, said Walker, because of a lack of faith. Walker made a call to have faith in our fellow brothers, have faith in the elected officials. That's the reason I'm here. I'm the warrior that y'all have been looking for. Also, during the speech, Walker said, a werewolf can kill a vampire. So I don't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be the werewolf. Says here that what was some other interesting? I wish they had some other interesting moments where he had. Well, let me play the soundbite for y'all, and we'll take it back to this image right here. For those who are watching, for those who are listening, I'm gonna play this soundbite, and we'll chop it up on the other end and talk a little more about Mr. Herschel Walker heading to the White House. I mean, I still can't. It's just one big joke. I feel like this is one big joke when it comes to President Donald Trump and choosing, people that are right for the job. It's just all about, oh, you were loyal to me, you're hired. Oh, you're loyal to me. It's not what you know, is who you know. It's not what you know, it is who you know. You hear me? Here we go.
Pronoun? What the heck is a pronoun? Pronoun in our military? How do you identify in our military? This is war times. What happened to push-ups? I'm tired. My pronoun is sick and tired of these pronouns. They got to get some of our service members killed with these pronouns. But now they're bringing pronouns into our military. They're bringing wokeness into our military. I don't even know what the heck is a pronoun. Pronoun? Pronouns in our military? Are you serious? What is a pronoun? They're bringing pronouns in our military, and I'm like, what the heck is a pronoun? I'm sick and tired of this pronoun stuff. They're bringing pronouns into our military, and my pronoun is sick and tired of it. The other day, I heard him say that to be a senator, you have to know some stuff. Pronoun? What the heck is a pronoun?
I mean, did that make any kind of sense at all, y'all? I'm curious. Am I missing something here? Should I cut the man a break? Should I be nice? I'm very, very lost at what we are witnessing in front of our very eyes. I'll be honest. This article right here is from, let me see, reported by Vanity Fair. And it discusses how Herschel Walker bounces back from insane Senate campaign with Trump ambassadorship. Says here that hold up, let me go ahead and that's not the article that won it. Okay, Arrington. Funny. Let me check out this one right here. Is this I think this is it right here. So this is actually reported by this is another one in relation to what we're discussing from the New York Times. As their presidential elect selected Herschel Walker recently to be U.S. ambassador to a small Caribbean nation of, they specifically said to a small Caribbean nation. And he say no. We can't put him in charge of too much. We know our Herschel can get. Give him just a small task. Just a small task. Says here, turning to his longtime ally and former football star who generated national headlines in his failed run for Senate, in the Senate seat in Georgia in 2022. In a statement on social media, Mr. Trump highlighted Mr. Walker's athletic record as qualifying him for the position. What does an athletic record have to do with putting him as a qualified candidate for ambassador for the Caribbeans? Explain. In addition to the role in the first Trump administration as co-chairman of the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition, and speaking appearances discussing mental health issues, that I can understand because he is a former world-class athlete. I'll give him. I'm reading a quote here from Trump. It says here that Herschel has spent decades serving as an ambassador to our nation's youth, our men and women in military and athletes at home and abroad. Mr. Walker rose to a national political stage, as I mentioned earlier, in 2022, after he was handpicked by Trump to challenge Senator Raphael Warnock for his Senate seat in Georgia. First of all, Trump screwed you on that one. You should not have taken his advice at that, especially if you haven't even ran for hall monitor, buddy. Like, it showed. It showed. It says here that a political neophyte, valued by his football stardom, Mr. Walker ran a campaign shadowed by incendiary statements and damaging revelations about his personal life and business career. Mr. Warnock ultimately defeated Mr. Walker, even as Republicans won every other statewide race. Says here that Mr. Walker's relationship with Mr. Trump stretches back to the 1980s when the football star had joined the New Jersey Generals, a squad that was at the time owned by Donald Trump of the United States Football League. Trump wrote in his book, The Art of the Deal, that he would berate the team's coach for not properly using Mr. Walker's talent. For nearly 40 years later, Mr. Trump endorsed Mr. Walker early in the Senate campaign, despite concerns from some Republicans about Mr. Walker's personal history, clearing a pass-through primary for the failed challenge for Mr. Warnock. Says here that Mr. Walker has no previous diplomatic experience and no obvious ties to the Bahamas. Once again, why the hell is he even given this position? Was one of those like, hey, look, let's just juggle up in a little raffle basket and let's see, just pick a number. Which one was it? This says number such and such. Oh, you get to be the ambassador for the Caribbeans. Congrats, Herschel. Now go somewhere. Bye. Leave me alone. Says here the island nation of about 400,000 people just off of the coast of Florida. That it's not unusual for those appointed as ambassadors to smaller or less politically significant assignments, which often go to top donors, party officials, business leaders, star athletes, or high-profile figures, other profile figures. They are then usually supported in the overseas missions by career diplomats from the State Department. Okay, so that explains a lot, because a lot of the folks on his administration right now are multimillionaires or even billionaires. I've mentioned Linda McMahon, billionaire. Elon Musk, billionaire. Vivek Ramaswamy, damn near billionaire. The list goes on and on and on. His son-in-law's father, Kushner, billionaire status. It's how does folks think that when he says, hey, I can relate to you, I can relate to the working class people? Can you? Because see, that working class, the average working class people are, I'll say, middle class, mid to low middle class, and lower. Those are some of the hardest working class folks. Now, you have people in upper middle class and even, high class folks that are hard workers. But when you say you're relatable to everyday people, that's not everyday living. When you have all these billionaires, that's not everyday living, buddy. Be honest. Be honest. Tell the truth. Stop acting like you've hit, rock bottom or had hard times. You've been a billionaire majority of your freaking life. You've been wealthy. I'll say that. Not a billionaire. You've been wealthy majority of your life. All right? Probably your whole life. You were born into money. Going back to Herschel Walker, says here that the United States has not had a permanent ambassador to the Bahamas for over a decade, with several nominees stuck in limbo because the Senate never acted on their appointments. Both for Mr. Trump's nomination of ambassadors for the Bahamas in the first term stalled out. President Biden's pick for the job, Calvin Smear, I think that his name is, was announced in May of 2022. 2.5 years later, no action has been taken on Mr. Mears' nomination. So, wow. Like I said, Herschel got him a little job up there in the White House. You know, I bet he's going to be proud. And now, is that going to help him run for something after that? It could possibly be. But I just, if y'all can go back and look at YouTube videos of just some of his speeches when he was on the campaign trail, Herschel Walker, it was must-see TV. It was one of those like, oh, bless your soul. Why do they get this man? Like, you just felt so bad. You felt so bad. You made it seem like I could run and beat him for office. Like, literally, it was insane. The stuff, he wasn't making sense. He obviously was an inexperienced person to even run. Like, it just did not make sense, man. And now this joker got a job in the highest political office in the land. I'll be damned. I tell you, I don't understand. I really do not understand. Let me go ahead and move it on to another story here. Let's see right here. This has been catching my attention. I don't know if y'all realize, but a lot of folks from the legacy media, mainstream media, however you want to call it, the corporate media companies, you know, your Fox News, MSNBC, CNNs, a lot of folks have been saying deuces, right? Mentioned earlier, CNN lost one of their most notable journalists in what's the gentleman's name? Chris Wallace, who at the time was with Fox News for close to like 20 years, 21 years, something like that. And he announced that he was leaving the network to help build up the CNN streaming service, which was very short-lived. So he was with them for about 3 years. He left after his contract. And again, he's 77 years old. He wants to pursue more of the podcasting, the digital space, which is a great avenue for him because he can do it at his own time. It's comfortable. He already has an audience. He's a very prominent voice in journalism now for the young voters, because digital and digital media is more for younger folks, younger people that actually are aware of who you are and stuff like that. So I think it will be a challenge for him to build that audience on a digital circuit, because hold on, I'm not good at multitasking. I wanted to search for something while I was talking with you all. Yeah, for Chris Wallace, it's going to be an adjustment. It's going to be an adjustment for him to really build up that audience. Now, podcasting, I think, is back and forth, because you do have an older demographic that listens to podcasts, so that will be the best bet. Audio only kind of thing first. But if you want to create his own YouTube channel, this and that and the other, he will still be in the thousands. Like, don't get me wrong, he will have a good more followers than me. But y'all see what y'all can help build build that following up. But he will still have a quite a number of followers. But I'm currently witnessing guys like Don Lemon, right? Don Lemon had it made with when he was with CNN. He was with CNN for 17 years. He was one of their number one voices on there. When he had since went to digital, he started his own media company, YouTube, right? His subscription numbers can still continue to climb. He has a great audience. He's having fun doing it. He was given a great severance package that he had to go to court for in order to retrieve, but he has a crap ton of money. His avenue right now is still it's still building up. It's a work in progress, right? But out of all of them, the person that really started was Roland Martin. Roland Martin really showed how big it's getting. Now, if you want to go way before then to like Cenk Uygur with the Young Turks. I mean, he has the most followers. They started really building up, how you can grow a channel through the digital space. But Roland Martin, TYT, they're some of the pioneers. In my book. Now you have, Don Lemon trying to grow a digital audience. Chris Cuomo, when he was fired from CNN, he grew a huge audience. Now he's back to cable, but still has his own platform on YouTube and on podcasting, and it's huge. It's massive. Even Bill O'Reilly, like, when you get let go from a corporate channel, sometimes you just say F it to mainstream media. I'm gonna start my own. I'm gonna go independent, and a lot of them are having fun doing it. Now, I'm bringing a lot of that up because in recent news, CNN has lost at least 3. I mentioned Chris Wallace, an iconic, individual in the world of journalism. He's worked with literally every single network. I'm pretty sure he's done. What was it? Was he with? Oh Lord, let me go ahead and real quick before I lose that thought. He has worked for damn near every single network that you can think of. He has worked for NBC, ABC, Fox, and CNN. 4 major, and I doubt he's going to go to MSNBC. So I mean, he's garnered that career of like, yeah, I've been there, done that, and now I'm ready to pursue something else. Allison Camerota, Camerota. I'm struggling saying that name. Allison, she's one of the long-standing anchors with CNN. I think she spent about 10 years with the network. Before that, she was with Fox News for about at least 15. Had to be at least 15 years. Yeah, 10 plus years. She was with Fox for, oh, they're not gonna. Well, anyway, she's an Emmy-winning reporter. She announced that she was leaving the the cable network. No news on why or what's gonna be next for her. But again, we will see. We will see. Another prominent figure with that network, Gloria Borger, I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. She's been a CNN analyst for 17 years. She announced that she is leaving the network. Again, no news on why or what's next. She is 72 years old. Not young, but also not super old to still continue to work and be in the work in the media space. But she's probably like, say, look, I've done a lot of work here. I want to do some other things. Let's keep it moving. Now that's just with CNN. So you got 3 people: Allison, Gloria, and Chris. Three people. Moving on to Fox News. Fox News just announced that they were going to be losing Neil Cavuto, who's one of their most prominent and popular and longest standing journalists and anchors on that network. I mean, he hosts a show a weekday show, 2 shows, one on Fox Business and then the other on Fox News. He's been there since 96 when the channel existed. So he was there for damn near 30 years. Okay. 30 years. He announced that he's leaving. Now we don't know again what's next, but he already had his last program. We just don't know. He left. Dan Abrams on News Nation. Now Dan Abrams is a highly accomplished journalist and businessman. He's a chief legal analyst, I believe, for ABC. He hosts a weekday radio show on Sirius XM. He hosts a weekend show called, I think, like Live Patrol or Patrol Live, something like that. He has his own business, Mediaite, as well as just other stuff. And then you got, you're hosting a primetime show, a Monday through Friday primetime show at 9 p.m. with News Nation. He announced he's leaving. MSNBC hasn't lost any people, but have been taking huge ass pay cuts. Okay, Stephanie Yule or Raul, I think that's her. I think that's her name, Stephanie Rule. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Stephanie Rule, Joy Reid, as well as Rachel Maddow, all took huge pay cuts, and is going to be staying with them. So the thing is, where is this all coming from? Right now, some folks are criticizing people like Morning Joe Squad for having a conversation meeting with Donald Trump, because everybody looks at it as a sign of, okay, you're just trying to get on his good side because your channel is going to hurt in ratings. Now that there is a Republican leadership in office now, and really all across the board, are people really going to be watching liberal media? Yes, you still got your your viewers, but look, ratings are plummeting so bad until it's not even funny. CNN is revamping to being more centrist. MSNBC is really struggling. I mean, recently, News Nation, which is still a very new network, which promotes itself as an unbiased platform, they were ahead of MSNBC, a company that has been well in existence. That you would, it's like if I opened up a fast food chain next to McDonald's, and I've only been doing this for 4 years, and I'm like getting more, better more traction, more people coming to my spot than McDonald's. Whoa, what is McDonald's doing? Because they're a legendary company. You know what I mean? So you're seeing a lot of shakeup happening in cable media. A lot of stuff is changing. I guess, folks are just saying, look, I'm tired. I don't want to continue to just talk about Donald Trump anymore. What are we going to talk about, especially while he's in office? I mean, some folks are even just scared, and they want to really just be on his good side. You got business people like Jeff Bezos. He was seen with his wife having dinner with President Trump and his wife Melania during a freaking strike, by the way, Amazon strike, which was very on brand for Jeff Bezos. I mean, are you kidding me? Now look, I'm an Amazon guy, but I just think that if there's a strike happening and you're over here just living it up like it's nothing because you are one of the richest men in the world, it's just it's a bad look in my opinion. Also, you got Zuckerberg donated money to Trump's inauguration, Donald Trump's inauguration. Bezos has as well. It's all just looking weird in my opinion. It's just very weird. Now, not saying Bezos has been very vocal of criticizing Trump. Bezos also owns I think it's the Washington Post, and they made the announcement for the first time that they were not going to be endorsing any candidate, which I didn't see that as a big of a deal, because I don't think news publications should endorse presidential candidates, in my opinion. That's just me, but I get it that you do have certain biases with different newspapers and stuff like that. Like, yeah, just like how the media, as you have conservative leaning media, you have liberal leaning media. I get it. But it's just very interesting. So let me actually play you a couple of sound bites from some of the personalities that I've mentioned. First up, I will bring up, I think this is Neil Cavuto of Fox News. Let me just give you a little bit to hear about, listen to his recent send off, ending an era at Fox News, which I like Neil. I'll be honest. There's, I don't watch a lot of Fox News because they're very strong in their bias, and I'm not a fan of that. But Neil has always been the fair journalist. Like, that's what you need. You need fair journalism. He's always been that guy to, cover it straight down the middle. Was one of the only voices on Fox that have been very critical of then President Donald Trump. Likewise, Chris Wallace. Those two guys, they didn't care. Hey, look, I have my own program. I'm on Fox News, the largest conservative media giant in the world. But guess what? I'm still going to criticize a Republican president. I don't care. I'm not going to kiss the ring. And Trump criticized him tons and tons of times. And so, which they're saying, this had nothing to do with his relationship or his thoughts with Trump and him being an anti-Trumper of why he's leaving the network. But here's Neil Cavuto just sharing a few words, giving his last send-off on Fox News.
I've been planning this day for some time. This just seemed like a good time. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, nearly it's about time. After all, I've been doing this for nearly 3 decades here. There are people working with me now who weren't even born when I started at Fox. That's how old I am. But I'm not leaving journalism. I'm just leaving here. But I'm forever grateful to my bosses here. They've been very good to me these many years and offered a very generous opportunity for me to stay years more. That's pretty amazing considering the fact that, I might have missed a day or two here and there, battling everything from multiple sclerosis and COVID to countless infections, even open heart surgery. My Irish mom used to say, we should count our blessings and never forget who blessed us. In the end, that should be our focus, and that is mine tonight. Not all the stuff that divides us or the nastiness that embitters us, but the far more important stuff that unites us and defines us and lifts us. I tried to appeal to those better angels, and I'm grateful you gave me that chance. That is why I say goodbye with only good thoughts and good wishes. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful holiday season. May the new year be as fulfilling for you as these nearly 30 incredible years you've blessed me. That means a lot. You do too. Thank you, and good night.
I mean, sharp as a tack. I was always a huge big Neil Cavuto fan because hey, he practiced what he preached. He did it. He wasn't scared to share his true opinion and thoughts and things like that. So that was Neil. Let me go ahead and play you Dan Abrams real quick.
As you may know, I also host a weekend show called On Patrol Live that follows police in real time. I host a daily radio show on Sirius XM, and I appear on ABC News as chief legal analyst. But in my on-air roles, I devote far more time to this show than anything else. And as hard as it is for me to admit, it's just not practical to do this show all week while also running and expanding my businesses.
So that right there was Dan Abrams. So far, it has it that he is not leaving the network. He's just ending his primetime show on the network, which again, he's just honestly trying to lighten the load. I don't always agree with Dan Abrams, but he is a guy that plays it fair. He's just some of his some of his examples I might not care for, but I'm like, hey, look, he's been doing it for a long time, successful. God bless him. Moving on, I want to move it on because I'm looking at my time, I'm running a little bit behind, so I'm gonna try and cover some of this stuff. Let's see here. Earlier I was talking about Jonathon Majors. Okay, Jonathon Majors is making a return back to the big screen with the new project, which is in all honesty, it's about time. He had been struggling as far as getting work and just looking for newer opportunities because this court case, man, really took a toll on him. Okay, it took a huge toll on him. Now I'm reading this from Blavidity.com. It says here Jonathon Majors film Magazine Dreams finally gets release date. Zeus Network comes aboard as a partner. Yes, that Zeus Network. Now, the Zeus Network that I've been highly critical of, I'm not a fan of them because, in my opinion, a lot of the content that they spew out there is pure T garbage. Reality TV at its ratchetness. Okay. And that's what they put on that network. I don't like it because I don't think it's positive for the community, for the culture. I feel as though, and not just the culture, but just women in general, men in general. I don't think it's great for society to promote, bad-ish, crazy fights and arguments and all this other stuff on Zeus. how do you bring people to be more sane and calm when you spew out this this ridiculous reality TV show and all. I'm not a fan of it, but anyway, apparently they do other stuff outside of reality TV. So in that case, I will give props and clap it up for Zeus for partnering with Mr. Jonathan Majors. Let me go ahead and play this quick soundbite, and then I'll read you this article from Blavidity.com. So hold tight real quick, my friends, as I pull up that for you all. So this right here is a soundbite from in a room where Jonathan Majors is revealing his movie collaborations with Zeus, and just here's a few things he had to say in that room.
The movie itself, what it felt like, the collaboration around it, the work that went into it was the ancestors were present. It is a piece of art and a piece of cinema that I think we needed, right, as an industry and as a culture. I'm most proud of it. It's the thing I'm most proud of. The movie itself.
So you heard it right there. He said that, hey, look, the ancestors were present. It's a piece of art. It's something that we as a culture need in our society. And I'm like, okay, so he's bringing a more different brand to the network. So I'm like, let's listen out. Again, the name of that film is called Magazine Dreams. It is about well, the movie's called Magazine Dreams. Says here Jonathan Majors' last role before his personal firestorm involving physical abuse allegations has finally received a release date from Beercliff Entertainment, with Zeus Network also on board as a marketing partner. The film was written and directed by Elijah Bynum and quickly became a darling of the Sundance scene, which is good. Sundance is a huge movie festival, independent movie festival. So when you succeed there, that's when you know, okay, you got something that can really benefit. Says here, unfortunately, Major's legal troubles led Searchlight Pictures to drop the film, leaving it without a distributor. Majors also lost, several roles, including the title in the Dennis Rodman biopic. He was on at the time he was on top of the world. He was in the most recent Creed film where he killed it. I think he had a role in the Marvel series as well. And when you work with Marvel, you're set for life. That is your retirement. Says here that Deadline reports that the film, which could have had Majors in Oscar territory before getting shelved for at least a year, is now set for a March 21st, 2025 release date. Biden released a statement about the film's upcoming release, praising that fact that the film's crew hard work will finally be seen by the mainstream public. And I quote, dozens of incredible, talented people poured their time, energy, and creativity into bringing this film to life. And I am immensely proud of their work. I'm grateful to Tom Ordenberg and Beercliff Entertainment for their unwavering support, passion, and for giving the film the opportunity to reach a wider audience. Says here that, and end quote, with Zeus Network on board as a marketing partner, the streamer's CEO, Lemire Plummer, has also been adding as an executive producer on the film since Major's legal issues involving him getting officially convicted on 2 misdemeanor counts of harassment and physical assault against former girlfriend Grace Jabari. Majors has had somewhat of a bounce back in his career. First, Major's sentencing was relatively minor considering he was facing jail time. He was sentenced to only 1 year of domestic violence counseling as well as personal mental therapy sessions. He also has a permanent protection order against him, preventing him from having any contact with Jabari. Jabari has also recently dropped her federal assault and defamation lawsuit against Majors, making Majors finally able to start looking at the legal system in the rearview mirror. Now, Majors has also received the Perseverance Award from Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards for his ability to show that no matter what adversity they face, they will continue to aspire to inspire. Martin Villanueva has also cast Majors in the first post-conviction role, the supernatural thriller Merciless. Majors will play a CIA agent who wants to save the love of his life from an evil presence. Filming has already started in the fall in Saskatchewan. Look, I'm happy for Majors, man. He is a truly talented act. He found love again. Okay, he's with the beautiful Megan Good. I mean, hubba. I believe they're engaged as well too, and so it's a whole new, it's a whole new atmosphere. He never gave up. I mean, there was film showing, there was surveillance films during that period where he was charged for physical abuse. I'm like, if you saw it, he really was trying to escape because it takes two to tango. He wasn't the only wrongdoing in that relationship, but that's obviously long gone. But it hurt him, and that sucks because really, a black man in Hollywood, when this stuff happens, it only really impacts a black man in Hollywood. I'm sorry, I've seen white actors that had the exact same issues. Their career is still smooth sailing, making their money. Nothing stops. It has to get to the point where they physically feel like it takes the longest. It takes the longest, y'all. While there's still ongoing cases. Because here's the thing. The thing is innocent until proven guilty. Before they even made the announcement if he was guilty, when the first two allegations came up, guess what? Marvel said, I'm out. Everybody just dropped. I'm out. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm happy for this comeback season for Mr. Majors. I want to, congrats to Zeus for making the right choice on the partnership. I think that helps them as well. A lot of folks on social media has said that wow, this is a true downgrade from his career, from Hollywood to Zeus. Wow, or from Marvel to Zeus. And at the end of the day, somebody said, hey, money's money, is a gig. And I totally agree with that, brother. And guess what? It's black people helping out black people, supporting their own and getting him back to that career standpoint where he rightfully deserves. So I'm excited and I'm happy. Look, my friends, we are running very low on time, so I won't have the time to discuss some of the other stories that I had lined up for you all. So we'll just continue that on the next show. But I will say that just to end this, we have so much great stuff in store for you all in the upcoming year. Do me a favor, continue to support and tune into the Arrington Gavin show multiple ways. Keep on getting so many texts here. Continuing to support the show. We have so much great stuff in store for you all. So you can tune in Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as WDJYFM.com. You can listen to us on all major podcast platforms and the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. Once again, our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media, and you can follow us on Instagram at The Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on Blue Sky, X, and Substack. But most of all, hey, Instagram, y'all. Y'all take care. God bless. I will see you next time. I'm out.